What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, man? We back in the action with another reaction video. Y'all know the deal, man. Y'all know the deal. For those of y'all who've been asking, I'm finna get back in a fight next week. I was sick, and then I burnt the entire hell out of my finger. I don't know if y'all can see, but it go from here all the way up, man. I burnt my finger, so can't be fighting with the burnt finger because they said it could get infected. If I get infected, it's gonna be bad, considering that I deal with sweat, blood, and spit when I'm doing my 1-2 step like here. But with that being said, though, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back fighting next week. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content, more of this good content, more of this good content. Follow me on Instagram, Trap News Network, TRAPNEWSNETWORX, Trap News Network. Find me on all streaming platforms. Rich Trapper, Game 6. Rich Trapper, worth more than money. Rich Trapper, I'm better off without you. And my 2 singles, Start From Scratch and The Nightmare Before Christmas, are both out now. Plus my new project, I'm Still Better Off Without You, it's also out now. So make sure that you, what camera we at right here? Make sure y'all get capped. Words is hard this morning. My bad, y'all. It's like 5 o'clock. 7 o'clock in the morning. Where does time go? But like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. My new project, I'm Still Better Off Without You, it's out now. Fine. Words is kicking my double this morning. Still giving away $50. Giving away $50. Best comment for the month of February. It is February 1st. The best comment for the month of February will receive a $50 cash app. Nobody has claimed for January, and they got until tomorrow to claim. After that, we will pick another winner, give them 72 hours, and if they don't claim, then nobody get the 50. But Cam ATK, he got his 50 for being a top commenter between 3,000 and 4,000 subscribers. So now we have 4,000. When we get to 5,000, we'll give away another 50. So yes, the chili is real, and we are giving it away. Y'all already know, man, I got good merch available. Good merch available. I'll show y'all that. Let me make sure I find this video real quick. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. Yeah, good merch available, though. Good merch available. It's been running the whole time. Y'all been seeing the merch. Y'all been seeing the merch. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? We ain't finna even hold y'all no longer on that with the merch. We finna jump into this content, man, without no further do's or don'ts. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, yeah, we got Vlad talking about why he stopped working with China Mack. Let's go.
Why haven't we seen China Mack on Vlad TV in recent memory?
All right, this story. So from what I understand, you've been kind of telling a version of this story on your podcast.
A version, my version.
Your version? Okay, so...
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Somebody called me. I gotta throw it back. All right.
So, China of the story
I've been
on your podcast?
A version, my version. Sure.
Your version? Okay, so China Mack, we put him on his first ever interview.
How'd you meet him?
Through my son.
Okay.
So my son was like, hey, I got this friend named China Mack. He just got out of prison. He was involved in a shooting incident with Jin.
Right.
And he wants to interview, and he's willing to talk about that shooting incident. So I said,
you guys remember who Jin is? He's that Asian rapper that came off 106 and Park.
Okay. Well,
And I could be wrong, but I feel like Vlad be wearing that F-U-C-K out of that Louis Vuitton sweater. I feel like I've seen him with that sweater on so many times.
I know Jin personally, actually.
I met him at an Andrew Yang rally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I met him. Oh my God. When I was moving to New York to be a DJ, like on the plane, he was like the hot 106 and Park battle rapper.
Like Rough Rider days.
Yeah. I think maybe even before that. No, no, actually, no, you're right. No, it was Rough Rider days. Yeah. And so he came in to tell that story, and the interview did big numbers. And then, you know, this was around the time that I was really kind of playing around with the concept of, you know, I had repeat guests, but none of them were sort of like in the more in the gangster genre. So I was like, I remember I hit him up and I was like, hey, do you want to do another interview? But this time I want to talk, I don't really want to talk about the Jin incident. I want to talk about kind of like how the Chinese mafia works in New York and everything else like that. He's like, yeah, I'm willing to talk about that. So we did another interview, and that interview did really well. And I think from that interview, from those 2 interviews, that sort of got him into doing
every other interview.
Yeah,
making
doing
his own
a lot
content,
of other interviews. You know, he had his own podcast at one point. And I remember I went out to Queens and sat in and did his interview. And I would have him on my podcast, and I would actually pay him as a repeat guest. And, you know, we had a very respectful relationship and everything else like that. So he hit me up and it was like, yo, I want you to do my podcast. And I'm like, sure, I got you. You know, didn't charge him anything.
6, come here. Come here, little dog. Lay down. Can't be having a puppy roam in the house.
Thing or whatever else. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, I mean, I understand it's a smaller platform and they don't have the same type of money that we do. So I was like, cool, I got you. I'm like, where's it going to be at? He's like, oh, in downtown LA. All right, cool. And I was like, you know, do I need to bring security with me? Mm-hmm. He goes, oh, no, absolutely not. It's just going to be us two in just a little private room. This is not a studio. You know, it feels like a public.
How every setup starts off. If you got to ask if you should bring security, the answer is probably yes. And then here's the thing. That's what security is for. Bring them with you everywhere. Like, if you ain't got your ID, you should have your security guard, period.
Studio or a place where I know a lot of people come through, I would always bring security. Like, I have security with me right now. Mm-hmm. But he's like, no, it's just a little private apartment, and it's just going to be us two. So don't bring security. So I was like, all right, cool. So... And he was like, oh, and it's going to be live.
How every setup is started.
And I'm like, okay, this is a little different. I don't do live stuff really ever, but me and him have a history, so I'm down. So cool, I'll do it. So we're doing the interview, and then I hear some noise. And, you know, you see all this in the video that surfaced the same night. A couple of guys came in arguing in the background. You know, they walked past us behind the camera and they're arguing. The argument is getting more and more loud. And then one of them was like, yo, I'm about to go get my gun or something like that. And I'm just...
Yeah, and I think it was like a prank or something like that. I could be wrong, but I think China Mack like pranked Vlad or something, making it seem like he was finna get shot or he was in danger or something. And Vlad was like, I ain't feeling this. I'm grown. Like, what the hell?
It's like, if you see the video, I put my hands in my pockets.
Right.
Because I had something on me at the time.
Right. Vlad said, I ain't slipping, I'm blicking. Blickiana in this thing. That's right, Vlad. Don't go out like no HOE.
Right. And this thing is escalating behind me, and it seems real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't know either of these two guys. I don't know whether this is about to spill over into me. And I'm on live right now. So every single thing that's happening right now is now being recorded by somebody. And I have no control over this. So if you look, I'm going like this. I'm like, yo, just shut off the live stream. Like, no one needs to see what's happening back here. You know what I'm saying? No one needs to be involved in this ruckus that's happening behind us. And then it turns out to be a prank.
But how long did it take for you to realize that?
When he threw confetti on me.
Oh, it's in the video. Right.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a prank until the confetti, you know, hit me. And at the time, it was like, I wasn't really annoyed at the time because there was a little bit of adrenaline kind of flowing in the whole situation. And we went and had some dinner afterwards and everything else like that. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that this could potentially have gone very badly.
Now, this is what I will say. I had to take a second to really kind of think about my next statement. You go through it, you shake hands, you go to dinner afterwards. It seems like in the moment you were afraid to address the elephant in the room. And when you got to a safe space, you were like, you know what? I don't want to be cool with you anymore. It's kind of a hoe way of dealing with things. But Vlad is kind of a hoe. So, you know, that's that. He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. I don't know what kind of guy he is. But it's some hoeing, bro. It's some hoeing in his broing, for sure. And his hoeing is showing. And it's growing. It's all in his broing. For real. So, yeah, man. Vlad, not really sure I 100% respect the way that was handled. You could do what you want to do. You can handle situations how you want to handle them. But hanging out afterwards, if you would have just left and like, I'm not cool with this, I don't like it, I ain't feeling it, y'all doing too much, that would have been one thing. But you went to dinner afterwards, you kicked it afterwards, you so faked cool afterwards, and then when you was gone, oh, I ain't cool with bro no more. That's hoish.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I could have pulled out a weapon live on camera.
Now that's true. He could have got spooked and then pulled out a weapon because like I always say, me, I'm scary. I'm the scariest person you will ever meet in life. My shadow scare me. So if you running down on me and I'm scared and because I'm in fear for my life, then that's what it is. You feel me? So if that's the case, I can feel that Vlad might have been in fear of his life and he might have had to you feel me? So, you know, it'd be like that.
I could have gotten scared and ran away live on camera.
And that's all content to him. Those are all like good things, you know?
Yeah, but
because chaos is kind of like a streamer's currency.
But I'm a CEO. You know what I'm saying? I'm behind the camera most often. Like I'm not the troll. You know, I'm not the troll type person that does it. And he knows that. And I felt I was put in a precarious situation, and
you were taken out of your comfort zone, and for once you was the subject of the joke. You can't hide behind the camera. You want that spotlight, big dog. So now you have to enjoy the uncomfort of being under them hot lights like you put everybody else under. The irony of the karma.
That it even happened was because I trusted him enough not to bring my security. If my security was there, he wouldn't have pulled what he pulled off.
He told you not to bring security.
He told me not to bring security.
It's kind of like an additional layer there.
Yeah, kind of on purpose.
Yeah.
'Cause like I said, if my security was right there,
he would have been
one of those guys could have gotten shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As a joke. And then, you know, but the fact that he told me purposely.
Haha, jokes on you. You're full of hoes. Not a funny joke.
Told me not to bring security in order to prank me. And it's live. Had it not been live, I would have thought about it a little bit differently, because I would have probably told him, just don't put that out. I'm not really into that. It's not my personality. You don't see me in the middle of a bunch of pranks ever. And I felt like, in terms of our relationship, what I've done for him, put him on, you know what I'm saying, put in the initial, you know, use my platform and my audience to help bring him a career.
Basically open the door for everything that has happened to him since.
Open the door for all the stuff that he's done afterwards. I would have just felt that he would respect me a little bit more than to do that, than to put me in a situation that could have possibly gone wrong, because he knows I'm not a gangster or a tough guy or anything else like that. He didn't know.
At least he know he a hoe. But just because you're not a gangster or a tough guy don't mean you a hoe. He just a hoe. But that's interesting, because what Adam 22 is not bringing up is the fact that he made up this whole narrative about how China Mack lied to Vlad, and Vlad called me and he told me that everything you said was a lie, and Vlad told me this and Vlad told me that. It's interesting how none of that is coming up in conversation. None of that is coming up in conversation. He has not brought up one time how he said that Vlad told him that China Mack lied about his interview and lied about his relationships and lied about this and lied about that. Not bringing it up.
How I was going to react. Luckily, I reacted well, but it could have very easily gone. You know what I'm saying? If I could have just panicked, then that would have been a meme forever. You know what I'm saying? So me and him had a conversation about it afterwards, and I was like, me and you are still cool. Like, you know, we've posted some of his stuff before. He's hit me with a Happy New Year. I hit him back with a Happy New Year and everything else like that. I have no beef with China Mack at all. I wish him all the best, but I just said after that, I don't feel comfortable bringing you back on my platform and paying you and stuff like that, because I feel like what you did wasn't respectful to our relationship. You know, if you had...
So basically, you scared him too much, and he ain't like the way you scared him, big dog. You made his heart beat fast. You made his heart flutter. You made them butterflies start congregating in the pit of his stomach. He felt like he was on a roller coaster, and his stomach was touching his chest. He ain't like that. You feel me? Vladdy almost had poopy pants. Vladdy almost had poopy pants, and he don't like poopy pants, big dog. So y'all not cool no more. I can understand it.
Kevin Lyles or like what you did wasn't respectful to our relationship. You know, if you had Kevin Lyles or, you know, Leo Cohen or Russell Simmons, not to say I am of the caliber of those guys, but I'm
glad you caught yourself, because I was going to say you are not Leo Cohen, you are not Russell Simmons, you are not none of those people.
Saying we're all
Kevin Lyles, you're not none of them.
CEOs, you know, or even a Dame Dash. If you would have had any of those people, you wouldn't have pranked them. It's just with me, you felt like you could prank me for whatever.
Oh, you felt like I was a buster. You felt like I was a 304 on the Blaze selling a double. No, I'm a boss out here. That's right, Vladdy. You almost had poopy pants, but you let him know, Vladdy.
Reason, and I felt like I respect him too much to do that to him, and I felt like him doing it to me, I felt wasn't, giving back the respect that I've always shown him. So that's where we are. There's no beef. I'm not mad at him. I'm not speaking negatively about him right now. But that's the story. You know what I'm saying? And from his point of view, he was like, I'm sorry, I didn't really think it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, if this happens, what happens here? Then what happens here? Then what happens here? I think he just saw it. He told me he saw it as an opportunity to create a viral moment, but it's being done at my expense.
Was there also an extent to which you felt like he kind of lied to you on your platform?
You mean the fight with AD? Yeah, I mean, I heard that story wasn't real. And when I asked him about it, he denied that it was fake. So I don't know. I've never seen the video. It does seem a little questionable. Did AD tell you it was fake?
AD and I had a conversation in which...
Now, let's talk about this real quick. AD and China Mack had a fight. Was it real? Was it fake? I still have yet to do a deep dive into this. If y'all want me to do a deep dive into it, let me know in the comments, and we kind of check it out more in detail, more in depth. If I remember correctly, I feel like in the video, China Mack's face was a little swole up and was a little lumped up. Now I can't say for sure. Don't quote me on this. Don't hold this against me in YouTube court. I know y'all like to, treat everything I say like it's set in stone, but I really don't remember 100%. So I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's false. I'm saying I think, because I'm allowed to think, what I'm saying? Technically, I'm getting paid to think right now. I think that China Mack was lumped up after the alleged fight, but I cannot be 100% sure. I don't 100% remember. But Adam 22 is going off on his tangent, and he wants to maintain the fact that it wasn't real, and it was a setup thing. It was a whole clout move.
We agreed that, this kind of falls out all the time. We kind of agreed that I wasn't going to speak on it anymore because...
But you're speaking on it now.
No, I'm not speaking so specifically, but me and AD had this actual real friendship for a sustained period of time. And I kind of went against how I would normally want to carry my, past friendship with somebody like AD in order to be able to dunk on China Mack. And even though I didn't lie, I still, I look at that situation as something that I don't want to make AD look bad to get at China Mack, even though that's how that situation played out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I never am a fan of promoting a fake situation.
Right.
You
were making me, while you were explaining that, you were making me think, would I ever even consider doing that to one of my guests? There's been times where me and my guests sort of conspired to ham shit up on camera, but I've never had a situation where I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking shock and surprise them.
Right.
That feels like a step too far in terms of how you treat your guests. In particular, him doing that, it would be one thing if he did a little prank on some 18-year-old rapper kid. It's kind of another thing when you're dealing with a guy who's in his 40s, has a big fucking platform, etc. It's like that I could definitely understand how that would rub you the wrong way.
Yeah, so it was just...
But here goes the thing about that too. Adam 22 is trying to stir up conflict and stir a mess at this point. Vlad ain't tripping. Vlad ain't really caring too much about it. Adam 22 is just being messy. See, Vlad know he a hoe, but being a hoe don't make you a poodle. For those of y'all who don't know, a poodle is a female dog. I know that there are male poodles, bro. Every time I say that, somebody get in the comments, there are male poodles too. Duh. That's where dogs come from. They're mammals. It has to be a male and a female to reproduce to get... Never mind. I paid attention in science class and anatomy class. You feel me? Both will explain how a male and female mammal anything create a baby. But I say all that to say this. Adam 22 is a poodle, bro. He is a female dog. And he messy. And Vlad is not biting into it. Vlad not trying to get into it. But at the same time, Adam 22 is pushing the drama. Relax, white boy.
One of those things. So this is why you haven't seen China Mack on Vlad TV. And there's no beef. If he texts me, I'll hit him back. You know what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things where I don't agree with it. And that's just sort of affected our business relationship to a certain degree. But maybe the future will hold something different. Who knows? I have no idea. But at this time, this is why you haven't seen China Mack on the platform. And trying to go viral.
So notice he did not mention one time that China Mack lied about his interviews or anything like that. So all the stuff that Adam 22 said about China Mack at this point is being held as false information because Vlad is sitting here saying what he said out of his own mouth about what the situation was. So we no longer need Adam 22's interpretation of the exact same situation.
Isn't always, isn't always the best strategy. And you kind of have to work things out in your head. You have to work out the whole story. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what if we pull the prank and then someone gets shot?
Right.
That might happen. Vlad doesn't bring security, but he might have a gun on him. Not to say I had a gun on me, but you know what I'm saying? Who knows? Someone might get stabbed. Someone might get,
But I can understand this too. Now, this is what I will say to Vlad's defense. Being a mature, responsible adult, let's recognize and understand that Vlad has seen more trauma in hip hop than probably most rappers because he's been covering these stories for so many years and he sees how simple misunderstandings and miscommunications can result in somebody losing their life. So in a moment of seriousness, without playing no games and taking no sides and playing no jokes, I will commend and salute DJ Vlad for 100% taking seriousness in his own protection and the safety and his own life. You got to put your own life in your hands, big dog, and he did that, and he didn't like the way his life was played with that day. Whether you think it's funny or not, I don't. And you got to respect somebody for setting that boundary for real, because it's your life. Don't let nobody play with it. You only get one.
Who the hell knows? You're putting someone in a situation and you don't really know how they're going to react. You know what I'm saying? And just because someone isn't a quote unquote gangster doesn't mean that they don't have a survival instinct.
Yeah.
Because I've been through home invasions. I've, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a tough guy, but I'm also not going to sit there and let someone kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will protect myself and I will kill somebody if my life or theirs is on the line. I would, and that's the thing that people don't always realize is that when you see people at these high positions, like none of them are really punks. You know what I'm saying? You may think they're a punk because they may not have big muscles or they may not carry a gun or they don't have scars on them, but every person at a certain position has had to go through a lot of shit to get to that position, had to stand their ground with a lot of people that have been trying to tear them down. So everyone has a certain level of courage and character at that position. So when you push them, you don't really know what's going to happen. You may think, because I've never been to prison, that I'm a certain type of way, but you don't really know until you see me in that situation.
And your response is,
you know what? I remember this dude used to say this all the time. Just based on what Vlad is saying right now. Ain't nobody a killer until they kill. Don't let that go over your head like a wave cat, man. Ain't nobody a killer until they kill. So, you never know what happens if you make somebody kill. He just said a word, man. I might not be a gangster, I might not be a killer, but I got survival instincts. I'm not going, is what he's telling you. I'm not going. Try it and you trying yourself. You feel me? You can fight me, but can you fight this Glock is a question. And if we being human, without all the jokes and all the ha-ha he, I respect his position. I ain't no killer. I ain't no gangster. But I got survival instincts. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to that one. I like that. But let's keep this pushing.
like, I'm going to beat the shit out of China Mack. It's
No,
just,
not at all.
I'm not really comfortable doing business with you anymore.
At this time, yeah.
Right.
That's it. Yeah, no.
And notice how Vlad didn't close the option of working with China Mack. He said at this time. So he left the door open. You feel me? I see what you're doing, Vlad. Vlad is smart. I'll give him that. Vlad ain't no dummy. He's still a hoe. But you ain't no dummy. You ain't a dummy. And you just do hoe sticky shit. But it's cool though.
And your response is not like, I'm going to beat the shit out of China Mack. It's just,
not at all.
I'm not really comfortable doing business with you anymore.
At this time, yeah.
Right.
That's it. Yeah, no, I don't want to fight China Mack. I don't want to see anyone fight him. Like,
Right.
I hope he does well. Like I said, I helped start him off in this business. So when he does well, I feel like I've contributed to that. And that makes me happy. I've never asked him for anything. Like I said, I've even paid him for my interviews. So, for him coming on my platform, because he's got, his interviews have done well. And I believe in compensating like repeat guests. But at the end of the day, shit happens. Relationships change.
And at the end of the day, ish happens and relationships change, man. So with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, though. Like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content. If you ain't did that, make sure you do that. Find me on Instagram, Trap News Network, Trap News Network, Trap News Network, TrapNewsNetwork. Hit that subscribe button, become a part of this Rich Trapper Mafia. The notification bell right there at the top. Hit all. Stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest of what we got going on here at TNN. Trap News Network. News you can use, knowledge you can't get in college. That being said, man, if you ain't found me on Instagram, on all streaming platforms, find me on all streaming platforms. Rich Trapper, Game 6. Rich Trapper, worth more than money. Rich Trapper, I'm better off without you. And my 2 new singles, Start From Scratch and A Nightmare Before Christmas, is out now. Plus, my new EP, I'm Still Better Off Without You. So make sure you get all that information in. Make sure you go handle all that. If you trying to figure out how to win $100, that's $50 2 different ways. Hit that little red dot and slide it to the left. It's all broken down for you in the beginning. Get you some good chili. And like I always say, free Avenue Angel until he's free. And we gone.